One of the most important functions of Microsoft Excel is the fact that we can put conditional statements inside it to make a smart Excel sheet. So basically, Microsoft Excel can take decisions on basic repetitive tasks that we would have had to do unnecessarily, spending our time on something that is not very productive. For example, this one, there's a list of students here in a particular class who have appeared for a particular test and have the scores reported as in the table. Now what we need to do here is develop a smart sheet, for example, to decide if a student passed or failed. The criteria is listed right here. It says if a student has scored more than 70 in the test, they pass. Now this is a very simple thing, but for an Excel to take that decision, we need to give it some basic formulas or rules. So we'll start typing a formula by pressing equal to in the formula bar as always, and the formula for this conditional statement is if parentheses open, and now you can see the syntax of this particular formula. The first is the logical test. It should check, in our case, if the score that is reported here is more than 70. So we just say this score, and then the cell gets highlighted, is greater than 70, comma, and what happens if that is true? That should be put here, value if true. We just say pass. And what happens if it's false? We just say fail and close parentheses. And as soon as we press enter, we can see the student has passed. Now we'll have to either repeat this formula for all of these cells, or we could just drag the formula as you would have seen before in a Microsoft Excel sheet. This same formula gets copied in all these cells, and we can now basically see which student passed or failed. Now this sheet was designed to be able to check if the response that you have in front of you is correct or not. So as you can see, all of them have a tick mark here, so I basically achieved the correct scores, the correct pass fail comments for each student. Next we learn about 4 other functions in Microsoft Excel. Again, these help us reduce the human effort by a great amount. So the first one, as an example here, we'll try to find the total number of students in the class. That uses the function called count. So the way to do that is, again, start typing a formula and type count, open brackets, and it'll show value 1, value 2. So the syntax basically tells you that there should be whatever you're trying to count, just take the whole series. So basically here we're trying to count number of students, so we'll just count all the number of scores that would have come in. Mind you, we're not adding these scores, we're counting the number of entries, so that will tell us also the number of students. So once I've dragged all of them or selected all of them, I close the bracket and press enter, and it says 29. So the 29 students in the class, and just to verify, we've put the number of the serial number also. So yes, that's correct. The next is average. So we're trying to find the class average score. Again, we'd say equal to and type average, open brackets, and it says you again need to select a series of cells where you want to find the average of. So again, we'll just select all the scores here, and once we're done, we'll close the brackets and press enter, and the class average is 73.34. Yeah, so the class average just manages to pass the test. The next is again similarly maximum and minimum. That again has a similar method. You just type in max and then the series of numbers. close brackets and enter. That's 98 is the maximum here, and min would be similar process of press enter, and minimum here is 42. So, and again you can see that the active sheet that we've designed here tells you that these are the correct answers. So yes, these are the quick tools that you can use and reduce efforts when there is a huge amount of data.